Field inspection is one of the first things that teams do when they arrive at a competition. If you're at a smaller event, it may be a free-form, come-when-you're-ready sort of situation. At larger events, you may have a scheduled time slot for your field inspection. Either way, the goal of field inspection is to make sure your robot is going to work when you get it to the field. It's really for your benefit. Let's talk more about it. The first part of field inspection is what we refer to as the tabletop inspection. This is where we take a look at your robot and your driver station and make sure that we recognize all of the electronics. We also go through the self-inspect feature on your driver station. And if you've done any preparation for the tournament, this should be the easiest thing to pass. You can get to the self-inspect screen by opening up the driver station app, going to the menu, and selecting self-inspect. There are two self-inspect screens, one for the driver station and one for the robot controller. Basically, what you want to see if you're getting ready for a competition is that every checklist item within each screen is green. In my case, I have one red item because I have a misnamed robot controller. So before I show up to competition, I need to go and rename it so that everything is green. Similarly, when I look at the robot controller self-inspect, I have two red checklist items, one for the misnamed robot controller and one for having the default password. Both of these things need to be changed before I show up at a competition. Down at the bottom of the robot controller self-inspect screen is a QR code, and depending on the competition you're at, inspectors may ask you to flip it over to portrait mode so that they can scan that QR code and collect some valuable data about your team. If you do nothing else before the start of a competition, please go through both self-inspect screens and make sure you have all green items. This is the easiest part that you can take care of before you show up at the competition, so you don't have to worry about it the morning of. The second part of field inspection is the robot operation test, and this is basically where we run a match. We want to make sure that your robot successfully makes it through all of the phases, from choosing a program, running autonomous and teleop, and most importantly, stopping at the end. Depending on your inspector, this may take a few different forms. You may play an entire match, all 2 minutes and 30 seconds, or you may play an abbreviated match where you just have the robot move. One thing I like to do at the end of the match is go ahead and ask you to press stop on the robot and then show me that your joysticks no longer do anything. If you're able to make it through this robot operation test, we can be pretty certain that your robot is going to be able to play through your scheduled matches. We're going to end with just a few verbal reminders to you about processes that you need to adhere to in the queuing area and when you get to the field. So that's what you can expect from field inspection. Remember to go through the entire field inspection checklist before every tournament you attend. This will make sure that you can pass very easily and it'll make your competition day less stressful. Do me a favor and get your teammates to subscribe, and I'll see you at the field.